So these are the settings that you will need to stream for a low quality ADSL connection. Hello, it's Icy. I am back with another tech video, and yes, this is how to stream on Twitch or YouTube or presumably Mixer with an ADSL connection that's not great. Recently, Monteva, hello, asked me for some advice on how to set up a connection for streaming for low bandwidth internet, and I sent her a whole bunch of information through Twitter, and then it occurred to me, let's just make a video because that would be sensible. So this is a screenshot of my internet speeds. This is straight off my modem. So I have a 1.2 megabits per second upload. This is slow. It isn't as slow as Monteva's though. There is some overhead as well. So if I did a speed test somewhere else, this is actually straight off my modem. If I did a speed test, it would probably say I had about a megabyte, 1 megabit per second upload. So that is enough, really just, to stream and have something at the other end that looks fine. So please do check out my Twitch channel. Details are below. Look at one of the recorded, one of the saved archived videos for the quality that you can expect. Obviously, this is a YouTube video, so I'm actually recording this at full quality, full resolution, and then I upload this slowly, and so it looks very pretty. So let's look at the settings that I use. Now, I've got two windows. OBS is off on the side, which means that we're not getting that weird, mirrory, echoey, infinite depth thing that you will see on some other videos, because it works that way. It's good. So let's look at the let's look at the output setting. Okay. This is the streaming tab. The reason why the font is not right is because the other screen uses a higher font size, which it's held onto as I've moved it over here. So now the bit rate. The bit rate I set low, quite low. So this is a bit rate of 700. This is just enough to get the stream looking reasonably smooth without it smearing. So you can probably get it down to maybe 650, maybe 600 just. You can't really go below that unless you are doing quite static video. So card games would probably be fine. Anything that's slow moving is probably okay. For me, I stream a lot of fast moving gameplay, and anything less than sort of 650, it's just kind of like smears across the screen. It is not a good look. Now, most videos you'll find will say, oh, don't go below 10,000, 10,000. We can dream of speeds like that. This YouTube video is actually 10,000 bit rate. So the next step is the CPU usage. Almost everything you see will tell you to use fast or faster or very fast for the CPU usage. Now, if you use more of your CPU, your stream is basically pre-processing or post-processing the recording before it sends it to Twitch or to your streaming service. The more processing you do on it, the better it will look at the other end. You can use your processor to overcome some of the limitations of your internet connection if you have a poor quality one like mine. So I run this at medium, which means I can use that lower bit rate and still have it look okay. If you needed to drop your bit rate further, I would recommend, if your processor is fast enough and you can run both your game and the stream and your Discord and whatever else you need to run, you can actually drop it back even further. You could try slow or slower, experiment and see what happens. So the other thing you want to do is drop your audio bitrate down as well. So as you can see, I've dropped this down to 96. Now that's one of the things that YouTube doesn't like. YouTube wants a bitrate of 128. So it gets a bit funny for videos that I'm recording, that I record and then upload. It copes basically. So drop your bitrate back as well, and that will also improve it. So help with what's going on. Now, you can see this is the recording screen. So as you can see, here's my bitrate, and I'm using these sort of default. So as you can see, I'm recording this video at a much higher quality than I would stream. When I stream, I also record at the same time, which means that later on I can go through and take a high quality pass of interesting things and upload them. So for me, that's fine because it can take as long as it likes to upload. It's just streaming obviously has to happen right there. So the other thing that I do is, where are we? Oh my gosh, where's it gone? Yeah, this one here, right there. I scale the output of the stream down to 480p. So there is no way, absolutely no way that I could stream in the resolution that you're seeing here for the recording. It just would not happen. So I scale it down. Now, I also do an extra tricky thing, which I'll show you in a second. You could also, if these things, if you're changing your bitrate and increasing your CPU usage is not enough to get your stream looking smooth enough for you, drop your output again down to 360p. Don't go lower than that. There's no point. In fact, I'm not even sure there's any point going lower than 480. 480 still has it looking okay in a windowed mode. Lower than that, even in a windowed mode, it's still going to look a bit fuzzy. Yeah, so it's probably not worth streaming if you need to go down to 360p. But there's a trick, and I will show you that in a minute. So, the other thing is drop your frames per second. 60 frames per second means that you need 60 image slices in a second, and that's so much more that you need to upload as well. So I drop mine back to 24. 30 is okay as well, but I drop it back to 24, which is fine. So it helps on the YouTube sort of upload side, and it helps on the stream that it's only 24 frames in a second, so it's only 24 bits of information that need to be uploaded. So that's those things. So reduce your resolution, reduce your bit rate, increase your CPU usage, reduce your frames per second. Play around with those things, change different variables until you can get something that's working for you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to jump into this screen. Now, let me give you something to look at here. Oh my gosh, silly me. There we go. Okay, so what you'll see is there is the window does not fill the whole screen. So for my gameplay, this is the same. So on the side here, you'll see this is where all my chat window goes. So it's fine that it's black underneath. That's fine. Over on this side, over on the other side, you can see just below there's all of subscribers and follows and that sort of information. And then I've got a bit of a black border around the whole thing. The reason I do that is I'm actually faking the 480p resolution. There's only technically 360p worth of screen that changes. So it means I've sort of snuck a bit more a bit more performance out of the stream, because yeah, like a quarter of the screen doesn't change very much. So there's only like 3/4 or so of the screen that's actually going to change and move frequently. So that's another thing you can do. Do think about your overlays and whether you can modify those to reduce the size of your actual moving window, so that the whole thing looks better ultimately. So they are my tips for streaming over internet connection that is not that fast. Your upload rate is the really important thing. So if you think about it, 700 bits, so I'm probably using 700 kilobits per second roughly for the stream going up. I also need to send up and down data for the game, TeamSpeak, any of those other things. So streaming at this bitrate moves my game ping up probably by maybe 100 to 150. That is something you will need to keep in mind. Your game performance will suffer if you are streaming over this kind of slow connection. So one other thing you can do through OBS, if you've got this functionality, is you can actually specify your stream to go out through a different network card. So for example, if you had maybe Wi-Fi connected at the same time as your 4G connected at the same time as your ADSL connection, perhaps you can send one lot of traffic out through the ADSL and the other lot of traffic out through the 4G. That is an option as well. So do you also stream over a slow connection? Does it work for you? If you use these tips and they help you, let me know in the comments below. If you have any other tips for streaming over slow connections, also let me know in the comments below. We will share them with the world. Please do follow me on Twitch, where you can see this in action. And I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.